All right, so welcome to Save Our Golf Podcast. Derek is not here. Derek is busy doing God's work, but I am joined by the man, the myth, the legend, Thicc Gabagool,
Who,
Tristan.
me?
Yeah, you.
Who's that guy?
You.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah.
Thanks for joining me.
Hey, pleasure. Thank you so much for having me on.
Absolutely. Part of the Odin crew, just like we are.
That's
Um,
right.
Obviously, big shout out Jordan and what Odin is doing. Jordan's like dead to
Jordan,
sleep.
is he really?
Oh, he's in Berlin still.
His sleep schedule is like one of the most like unusual things because that man is like bleeding that company and God bless his heart because he's bringing something to the game that not a lot of people are, and a lot of people are afraid of it because what he's doing is he's changing the whole face of golf, and he's putting it back in the hands of the amateur. And a lot of people don't realize that because it's always been, these high price, like, PGA guys who have their labels and blah blah. But he's offering something that a lot of people don't quite understand, which is a golf ball that is a fraction of the price that still delivers the same performance that the higher manufacturers do. And you know what? Like, I'm happy that he's not going out there seeking some like sort of like dude who's playing like on the PGA or the LIV, whatever the hell that shit is, Las Vegas. I don't watch golf, but anyways, nonetheless, he'd rather go out there and mix it up with like the blue collar, guys, and then not only that, like the girls are there too who are doing holding their thing down, and that's what makes Odin so special, and that's why I hold Odin very, very close to me because it is a golf ball that is not only great to use. I mean, hell, I had my first hole in one on an Odin, you know. And matter of fact,
Wow.
I'm the only person ever in Odin history to get a hole in one with Odin. And I've been rocking them so hard since the beginning. And mainly the reason why it wasn't even because of the golf ball at first. It was only because of the people behind the scenes and like how much they believe in it. And they made me a huge believer. And again, like, respect to him and all of his crew, all the other ambassadors out there for Odin. I know there's a lot of people out there doing their thing, and they got their 9 to 5s and whatnot and shit, and it's not paying the bills, but nonetheless, though, I mean, it's a really great golf ball, and if you just get a chance to even just play, one or a sleeve, whatever, it'll change your mind and your whole perspective about the whole game because there's a lot of amateur golfers out there. Like with COVID, what happening? It was the first thing that opened up, which was golf courses because it was outdoors and people were able to like go ahead and social distance. And because of that, a lot more people got into the game. You've seen so many golf clubs just blow up. I mean, it was a pandemic of golfers, not just COVID, but a pandemic of
Hmm.
golfers. And it hit the scene harder than Hurricane Katrina. You know what I mean? And because of that, there's just so many different casts of like characters, and not only that, like people who just weren't sure, like, is this gonna be like my go-to hobby now, or is it just something to get me outdoors? And then before you know it, poof, it hits you, bing. You know, now you see all these guys out there who are like trying to better the game, or there's other cats out there too who just don't give a shit, and they're just out there like God bless them, like they're in their construction clothes. You'll see them, they're wearing a pair of work boots and they're out there playing golf. I salute those guys. Like
Hell yeah.
those people out there. Hell yeah, those are the ones that like they got bowls, like big ones, and they came across and they're out there hanging with the homies. They got their beers inside their golf bags, like which I love. Like who gives a shit? I'm not gonna pay $5 for a goddamn beer at a golf course. Get the hell out of here. Yeah. So again, like with Odin, it's a truly special thing that they're doing, and I hope it catches on. I hope it gets into Walmart and all the big chain stores so they can shut up the ass of everybody else who, for such a long time has been like, just controlling the whole goddamn game because it's about time that there's affordable golf balls out there that actually perform just like the major brand ones. And it's honestly it's the same shit. It's all operator, and that's what it comes down to.
Well, yeah, you could give me a lifetime supply of like Pro V1Xs or Pro V1s. I guarantee you I'll hit them the same as I hit the Odin golf ball. And I prefer the
Right?
Odin. Like the one I play the X1. Um
Okay.
that I just works better for me. I've tried the X, prefer the X1. Um, I stocked up on those kind of whenever I have the chance, and like what kind of drew us to them was they hit Derek up, and we kind of did a podcast, and we were like, yeah, like we want to do something with them, and then we ended up doing our first tournament last year in June, and they sent us like 25 dozen golf balls.
That's the one thing that's great about Odin is they're not bougie. If I'm part of Tropicana Golf Club. We're about to hit almost 600 members. It's the biggest golf club in California, and we just started a Las Vegas chapter. Kevin Ahini out there, he's one of the masterminds out there in Las Vegas. He used to live here in sunny California, and he moved out there and he took his soft hair, and now he's gonna be developing one of the like hugest golf clubs out there in Las Vegas. And it's just not, it's one of those commodities where like it's so hard to like really like dissect because I've met so many great guys and had so many memories, birthdays here. Hey, come over here, I'm having a family gathering. Like people get real close in that golf club. And it's not about like, hey, look, it's not like a measuring contest, like who's got the biggest, cannoli, you know what I mean? It's all about like people just getting together for the love of golf and just hanging out. We blow
Hmm.
off some steam. That's how it is. We'll mix it up. We'll play with anybody. But yeah, we're about to hit close to 600 members. Um, it's truly one of those like special things to be part of. And honestly, I really think this golf club is just going to be so dominant, and it's going to hit way over 1,000 before we know it. And people are really going to get a lot of recognition off of when you say, "Hey, look, I'm part of Tropicana." And the best thing about it is our leader, which I call him our leader, Don Tropicana. Um, he's not out there trying to fuck you for money. You know, he's just out there paying dues. You do your monthly dues right now. I believe it's I want to say 12.99 or 13.99 a month, which is nothing. I mean, hell, that's a bar tab. A drink and a goddamn tip. But nonetheless, so there's a lot of other golf clubs out there that go ahead and give it to you. Like you're free, like you're getting your brakes changed at your mechanic. You know what I mean? And it's not necessary. And on top of that, like you have such great perks. We have access to a country club here, Verde, which is a beautiful country club you go to. Um, and you're not even a member. I mean, what club do you know to? You can actually go to a country club and that's private and it's open to you. It's insane. You know? Plus, we have like so many like different tournaments that happens like monthly, and then we also have one of the greatest creations on God Given Earth, which is called Monday Night Mayhem. So what we do is we go to Arcadia over. It's Arcadia Part 3, State of Arcadia, and what we do is birdies only, and it's underneath the lights. And you'll see about on any given night on the first Monday of every month, there'll be anywhere between like 30, maybe even 40 degenerates that come out there. And birdies only skins, and we just go out there and we get thick. That's just pretty much what it is. And then there'll be side bets and all this stuff. But again, it's just people getting together, just for the love of the game, and that's what it's all
Hmm.
about. That right there, just it's so different. In Vegas now, they're gonna be doing that over there, but it's gonna be at Angel Park, which is a course I just played recently, and that's a beautiful park too. They have amazing greens, and they're gonna be doing that. I believe the last Monday of every month, and there's gonna be people coordinating the whole thing. Birdies only again, and again, it's just this is thing that's it's growing. It's like mold. It's gonna grow on you. Yeah, a
Bro,
fungus. And it's one of those fun ones though, like on your foot, you can't get rid of, but you're gonna do it. But
you
it's
know
gonna
what's
come back.
there.
It's gonna come back, yeah.
So Odin and Tropicana side,
Oh
who
my
is
goodness.
Thicc Gabagool? Like, how did this persona come about? How did I don't even want to say persona, but how did this all happen?
Well, Thicc Gabagool is not a persona. I guess you can call it a character, whatever it is you want to call it. But at the end of the day, like it's me. I love food. I love hanging out with people. I like love. All I want to do is watch kung fu movies and get girls pregnant. And then, all right, maybe not the second one, but I do like kung fu movies. But anyhow, yeah, I just really like Italian food, like a lot. And when I first joined the club, I was like, damn, like, I always thought about that, like back in the day, like people ask, hey, what's your nickname? What's your blah, blah, blah. Like, it's kind of hard to think, but I was really into Sopranos a lot. And like again, like I said, I love Italian food. And the gabagool, when I used to eat it, like it would just hit me and just be like, "Bam." I love me some gabagool. And it got to the point where I was eating gabagool too much. I was having gabagool in the morning with eggs. I had gabagool sandwich for like, lunch. And then for dinner, like it got to the point where I was like like literally wrapping like steaks or like sausages in gabagool and I'd fry it, and it got too
Hmm.
much. But yeah, oh, look at me, I'm a thick guy. So yeah, originally when I came up with my thing, it was thick, like Thick. But the genius Don Travacana, and then also from help from Lucy from Louis Zicker, they kind of like steered me in a different way where it was like it'd be funny if you do Thicc because it's thick, but like it's just a play on words. And
Hmm.
I'm not new into this like like generation and shit about like bullshit. But like the Thicc, I'm like, okay, I guess it's kind of funny. So I went ahead and I switched it, and then before you know it, just caught on, you know. But like when I first started with the club, like I was always that guy, even before I got involved with being an ambassadorship for like several uh businesses. I would just be that guy where it's always weird how like when you show up to a golf course, nobody really shows up like with booze, no
Hmm.
beers or anything. And then you don't want to be a jerk off, like drinking and having a great time. You got a nice buzz going. And then like they're like looking at you, and they see you sipping, and then you look at them, and you look at them. Like, do you want one? So I would just be that guy who would just like, you know what, fuck it. If you're gonna sit in my cart, you're gonna get thick. So that's just what happened. I would show up with a bar sometimes in back of my cart with ice and the whole shebang. Um, I developed techniques where to go ahead and be like a Pink Panther around like the marshals and shit, where like my shit was like deep covert fucking like SEAL Team Six to bring a bar in my golf cart, and I'd bring the whole shebang. There'd be like cups, there'd be mini shot glasses, ice, you name it. It was fucking there. There was one time where I even went like fucking what's that shit called? That movie where they drank all the goddamn not screwdrivers, but the dude used to
Oh,
have
the White Russians.
the White Russians. Yeah, I
Yeah.
brought like heavy cream, ice, Kahlua, and vodka, and I'm making White Russians for everybody. I'm like, you want one, bro? It's there. Here, I got you. I'm stirring. I got to stir and everything, so that way it's somewhat sanitary, but
Hmm.
whatever. And yeah, so I started that like real early, and I remember the first time I met Jimmy Tropicana, and I just went up to him, I shook his hand, because I'm old school like that, I I'll shake people's hand if I don't know 'em, but if I know you and you know me from someplace, I'm a hugger. I don't care
Sure.
what you say. I'm a hugger. I'm like, get the fuck
Sure.
over here. We're gonna have a hug. Yeah. And he looked at me, and I looked at him and go, hey, I'm Thicc Gabagool. Yes, you are. Ever since then, I guess it was a bromance or some shit, but I love that son of a bitch. I don't care what anybody says. Like, he's one of the greatest guys ever. Like, he started something like from nothing, and it's true. Like, if you want to play more golf, just join Tropicana. There's a special Facebook like page that's private to everybody where it opens up like a whole different realm of golf where there's people who are hosting like charity events for like their son's baseball team or somebody's like school deal, or like let's say even somebody's like a real estate guy, like, hey, look, I have open homes and be looking for real estate, or hey, look, I need a plumber. It's become like it's a whole different channel where you can get in touch with a bunch of people who you didn't even know their trade. Because some people out there, like, they live kind of private, like I do too, kind of, like on my IG, I don't put pictures like, my family, anything like that, because I keep that shit private. A lot of my problems too, like, that's my shit, it's none of your
Hmm.
fucking business. But like people out there, like that's how you'll get in touch with somebody else and go ahead and network out. And that's what's great about the club. It really is. And there's no other club like it. I've met so many different people from different clubs. I mean, I met a lot of people through the past couple years. I mean, a lot. And it's a blessing in disguise because I never realized like how many people this game could like really like uh put you in touch with, like a whole shitload.
Hmm.
And yeah, it's really unique and it's special. I don't care what anybody says. I mean, it's hard to find like a club where like there's no judgment. Yeah, we break balls like every other club will. Like some people, they break balls a little too much, but like again, it's all in,
It's all
it's
in
in
good
fair
fun.
play. Exactly. Yeah. Just have to remember that shit. Sometimes you break the balls a little too much. But I'm one of them. I'm an habitual ball breaker. But then again, though, it's like, at the end of the day, like if somebody really has your back, like I'm fucking there. And people who know me. Like, I'm like I got an old school mentality. I really have. I hung out with a bunch of old people like growing up, and they were good to me, and they taught me a lot about life. Just I used to, before golf, all I used to do was fish. That was my big thing. I did nothing but fish. I go to lakes and I'd hang out, and I was always one of those cats that were like, just go ahead and listen to people, like the trials and tribulations in life. I've heard about bad marriages. I've heard about good marriages. I've heard about, divorce, all this shit, and people having their first child and how much of a blessing it was and how much, the first child was a goddamn, nightmare. Um, but again, like people go through so many different things. And if you're just able to like, listen to them, you could learn a lot. You have to be really open-minded, and everybody's got a story, to tell. And with that said, I mean, if you could just listen to somebody's story, because they're telling you to you for a reason. It's not just all bullshit. Not everybody's, some like, stupid ass wino who's just like mumbling a bunch of words because they're, incoherent.
Mhm.
Um, People have a lot of stuff to say, but if you can do that, I mean, you'd be so surprised, like about just in life in general, how much shit you could learn. And that goes outside the aspects of like golf or sports or anything. Life is precious. We only have so much time on this earth, and the more you can learn and just hold on to and find out, like that's the best thing you could ever do. That's just a fucking win-win.
I think that is the beauty of golf, though. You're stuck with, one, two, maybe three other guys in carts. You know what I mean? Like you have nothing else
Yeah,
to do but talk. Talk and,
100%. Yeah,
hit a little ball around, I guess.
yeah. Well, usually when I play golf, shit, I end up like talking to guys, and I try not to take too much time when I'm playing golf. I know there's some jerk-offs out there who they'll bring like the little like stands for trying to record them because they're doing some content. Everybody wants to be a Kardashian and shit, blah blah blah. Fuck them, you know. Um, what's the point about doing all that stuff anyways? Like, what are you gonna do? That shit gonna pay your bills. It's really not going to. I mean, you got to be considerate for people who are on the course. But not only that though, there's some serious golfers out there who are trying to do some big things and they're trying to break their PR. Well, like, you know what? If that's the case, I'm not going to step in your way. I
For
would
sure.
apologize to somebody right away if I know somebody's playing like their heart out. Hey, I wish you the best. I'll
Hmm.
apologize right away. One thing about Jimmy mentioned this actually. Jimmy Tarmachan mentioned this like a couple weeks ago. He did like a really like nice heartfelt speech on this. People don't own shit these days. Everybody's got a bunch of fucking excuses for whatever reason it is. Oh, like I came to work late because of this, or oh, I can't do this because blah blah blah, or like I blame my significant other for this. No, fuck that. You gotta start owning shit. And he was so right about that. Like I was on point with him 100% because if something's wrong, fix it.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm not saying to be a man or anything like that or whatever, but again, if there's something that needs to be, like done with, just go on and do it.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't get it. I really don't.
So let's go back to the White Russians and the bar in the cart because I think that's
Oof.
hilarious. What's your go-to drink on the course? Is it because it can't be a White Russian, right? Like that's got to be heavy after a while.
Actually, no, it's not because when you're having a good time, you're having a fucking great time. So uh this is a go-to for me. Happy Dad. And it's funny that I pulled this one out because it's got pineapple in it, and I love pineapple
Ooh.
juice.
What is it?
Yeah,
I've heard of them, but I don't know what they are.
Happy Dad is one of the best seltzers out there. The Nelk Boys are the ones that created this shit. Steve will do it. You
Hmm.
got Kyle. They were the masterminds behind it. But it's one of the most smoothest seltzers. It's 5%, and it's just a great seltzer. It's different out from the other seltzers that are out there because it's got a thick can. It's not
Hmm.
skinny because skinny cans are bad.
So it's
And
like a beer
number
can.
two, yeah, exactly, yeah, it's manly. But not only that though, it's got less carbonation than a regular seltzer would.
Oh.
They have really great flavors. Um, but they're one of the seltzers that are out there that I think that is just taking over the whole goddamn game because White Claw, they had that shit for too long, but the Nelk Boys, they really hit this out the park. I was in the beginning when they first came out with it and I heard it. I was pressing a Louis Liquor, Souza, California. They have the biggest selection of craft beers. I used to be a huge craft beer drinker, nonstop crafts. Then I started getting too thick, and I had to go hit the gym and to go, fix myself up a little bit, which I did. And I think it was about I did a little challenge. In 1 month, I dropped a little over 23 pounds
Wow.
just just working out. I used to work out a lot. I used to go like 6 days, but like at the end of the day, as I'm getting older now, like all other people, who gives a fuck? As long as
Mm.
you know you're not a huffing and puffing going up a staircase and shit, and you love yourself, then that's all that matters. If you can love yourself, not worry about what other people think, then fuck it. Who cares? Like seriously. And so anyhow, I was pressing Lucy from Louis Liquor to get these, and she finally did. And oh my goodness, it was just a huge like it was a tidal wave of customers that would just come in looking for these seltzers because they literally sell themselves because they're that good. And I don't get paid dick from Happy Dad at all, but like I'm telling you, like these seltzers are the shit. And then a lot of people from the club originally started giving me a lot of shit, like, "Oh, you drink seltzers, blah blah blah. That's not a man's drink." And then guess what? I started giving them some. They're like, "Okay, it's not bad." This is one of the few seltzers that actually contains electrolytes. So while you're drinking, you're hydrating in a sense.
Interesting.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Go right ahead.
I was getting a little parched, but the pineapple is probably one of the best flavors. They just came out with grape. I like pineapple a lot because do you know about pineapple juice, by the way?
I like pineapples.
Bro. But you never heard about pineapple juice, huh? Like what to do with it?
Yeah.
You look afraid to answer.
Yeah.
You look like a kid who like his parents asked, "Did you do your homework? Did you?
I know what it feels like.
But did you try it?
No.
Why not?"
And
I've told
oh,
everybody, I'm like one of the biggest ambassadors. I should just have an ambassador for Dole. Just put it on my goddamn IG. I've told so many people about that shit, and it works. I did it like in I think my first time was in 2001 when I heard about it. No, wait, I take that back. It was '02. It was '02, yeah, because I
I was
graduated in
five.
'02.
I was five in '02.
Damn kids, you're wasting your life away. I'm telling you.
Nah.
You gotta go. You get yourself. You gotta get the big cans of pineapple juice. That way, it's more. There's more circumference, and then you could just yee.
Uh,
People are gonna hit you up later. They're gonna be like, "What the fuck was he talking about with the pineapple juice?" Like,
I'm gonna
what
be
is?
like, I'm so confused.
Oh, you're gonna be one of those deniers and shit. You're just gonna be like,
Yeah.
I don't know about that. Hey,
I don't know.
yeah, I'm not gonna oust people and stuff, but yeah, the rumor is fucking legit. It really is. Pineapple juice. Mwah. It also helps too if you have like a pineapple juice cocktail while you're going with it. And a little bit of emergency too.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a thick cocktail. So forget about it. She'll love you afterwards.
I love pineapples and I love pineapple juice. I like fruit in general. I'll have to
But
try some of the
pineapple,
seltzer.
but don't tell me for the love of God that you put pineapple on a pizza. Because if you
No,
do that, I might have to hang up right now.
no,
But you don't do that, right?
no.
I don't understand why people put pineapple on the pizza.
I like grilled pineapple, so I get it because it gets kind of sweet and salty
Well,
type of
yeah,
thing.
if you're gonna do it like on some like pastor meat, like that's a
Yeah,
shit right there. You
yeah.
know? Yeah. I see you got your tacos on the turn,
I
swag
got my
going on right
shirt.
now.
Yeah,
There you go, yeah.
I saw you and Nelson talking about cannolis at the turn in my comments this morning. So I was like, I gotta wear my shirt, gotta show Nelson some
You know
love.
what? You can't listen to me too much because I can't be held accountable about the things that come out of my mouth sometimes because I have a mind that's very warped due to a lot of things. And yeah, like I really am not a role model, but um
Yeah. Yeah, the people that support us, we try to support them. So I've got my Tacos at the Turn shirt. I've got my Los Golferos hoodie somewhere in my
I gotta.
closet.
I'll send you some thick bullshit I'm working on right now. We'll see what I call it bullshit because it's bullshit. Let's be honest. Fuck it. Who cares? But you know what was one of the funniest things I mentioned, like role model stuff. I had finished a tournament at Santa Anita with Tropicana, and I was feeling pretty thick. And oh wait a minute, I think it was that tournament. I was yeah, that's right, it was. So I was playing with my boy Aaron Jimenez. I love Aaron Jimenez. He's a great guy. And I did the first ever liquor store run during the tournament because there was a liquor store about yay yonder from the golf course. So I hopped in an Uber and I went to the liquor store real quick because we finished 2 bottles of Crown on the front nine and we needed to get
Jeez.
more.
All
So
right.
yeah, we finished 4 bottles of Crown and I don't know how many beers during that tournament. And at the end, I was just walking around and I feel like the Goodyear blimp. Like you could have put advertisements on the side of my ribs, and somebody be like, hey, you know, that might be a good idea. Should I go to Tommy's tonight? And there was this guy with this kid. He's like, you're him. You're thick. I'm like, were you looking at my stomach? He's like, no, 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 you're him. I was like, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm like, what's going on? He goes, oh, my son, he loves your videos. Like it makes him laugh. And I was like, no shit, really? I looked at him like, yeah, all right. He goes, he's here. Can you meet him? All right. It was a really surreal thing.
Mm,
And then his son came up, and the son must have been like probably about like, I don't know, 15 years old. And he was like, hey, it's so nice to meet you. He stuck his hand out like a true gentleman. Stuck his hand. I'm like, what's up, man? And he goes, he asked me for my autograph, which was one of the fucking craziest things ever. Because I never thought in a million years some fucking person would ask me, hey, can I have your autograph? I'm
mm-hmm.
just a fucking degenerate, you know? The hell? I mean, I love hanging out with people who I haven't met and just, making them laugh. That's my whole MO, like real talk. Like if I can make me people laugh and smile, I get off that. Like it's cool, that's what it's all about. I love that camaraderie. And yeah, the kid was like really like he was so like freaking blown off the
Starstruck.
fact that I was there. Yeah, not starstruck, I ain't a goddamn star. But yeah, like he told me that, and that shit like still stuck with me till this day because he was so happy to like meet me, and I didn't even know how the hell to sign Thicc Gabagool. That's my goddamn real name, you know. so,
Mm-hmm.
so, so I signed some shit that looks somewhat legible. I know I still do handwriting, and then like I want to say it was probably about I don't know, like 2 weeks later or some shit like that. I met him over at Rancho Jordan. He was there. And I just looked at his paws. Oh, fuck it. We're going to play some holes together, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, excuse me. And yeah, we played some holes together. And I just had to tell the kid, I'm like, look, I've been drinking a little bit. Excuse my language. He goes, oh, no, no. He's like, I know who you are. I'm like, damn, like, that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, it'd be like that sometimes, but hey, what are you going to do? What are you going to do?
So the question
But
is,
it's,
were you like drinking like flavored Crown or was it just like straight Crown?
oh, no, it was Crown Peach.
Oh, I got a bottle of
Yes.
it right there.
Yo, I got a thing called I call it Gabagool tea. So what it is Crown Peach, and what you do is you get yourself some green tea
Mm.
unsweetened. You mix those two together. Madonna.
Like the Lipton green tea.
Yeah, you use Lipton or the Life one, whatever the one that Pepsi
Yeah,
makes. Yeah, but just make sure it's unsweetened, because
sure.
we got to make sure that we stay, in shape. Um, yeah, you don't want to have the sweet tea, but it's really really good though. I call it Gabagool tea. And that it's so smooth, especially on a hot day. You could drink that and still be like not dehydrated. It's really, really
Yeah.
good.
The Crown goes
Yeah.
down a little too easy.
Oh, yeah, but that Crown Peach, so
Oh,
I
it's
don't
so
know. I
good.
never, I could eat a peach for hours. True.
I got a bottle of it right there.
Mm. Shit, I almost brought Everclear to this chat.
Yeah, I've never had it.
Yeah, what's the hell is his username? Like knuckleball, some shit. I don't know what the hell. But anyways,
Oh,
I
I've
don't know.
seen that. Yeah.
Yeah, he's fucking everywhere, dude. He's shit. You should get a job for fucking Instagram. But anyhow, that SOB, he brought me some Everclear because he visited me from Texas, and he brought me two handles. Everclear is, I want to say, 195 proof or 190, and it's
Something like that.
95% alcohol. Pretty much, you could put it in a car if you ran out of gas, and it'll
Mhm.
start it. I drink that shit.
No.
No, yeah, I do. There's something in me that I need to kill, but I don't know what it is yet. But I'll figure it out eventually.
It doesn't like that doesn't even sound good.
Oh, no, it brings like rainbows into my life. I mean, hey, you could put me on a Bud Light can, I'll put on a wig. It's all good.
I'd love to be on a Bud Light can. That'd be so cool.
Yeah, right. Who wouldn't want to be in a Bud Light
That
can? Shit.
that's you're right.
Yeah, exactly. It's fuck it. Anybody should be on any goddamn can. You know what they should do? They should just pull like some person who works like at a fucking hotel or whatever. If we want to get into specifics, like honestly, everybody's special in their own way. Everybody is. You
Hmm.
know, the fact is, like nobody really takes the time to like talk to somebody. You ever notice like when you go out, even if you just go buy some shit, it could be at a random convenience store or it could be like at a restaurant. A lot of people don't even tell you anymore, like good morning or how are you doing.
Hmm.
They really don't. You could be at a grocery spot and they just start ringing their shit up, and then the first thing is out of his mouth to be like cash or credit. Like what happened to those days when you could just ask somebody like, shit, I showed up over here at this spot today, and I've asked security, I've asked the people that work at the cashier's cage, all that stuff. How's your day going? How many more hours do you have? And you hold them in, and they look at you like, who the fuck are you? Like, do you still exist? You're like a Betamac or something. They still make you? And I'm like, I really don't understand the whole concept of just. I like to talk to people, especially when I come with drinks in me. But then I
Hmm.
notice a lot of people don't like to talk. They're like really to themselves for some reason. It's sad because like I mean, just as human beings, we're like supposed to like talk to one another. It's just what it is. Like imagine you're the last person on earth. You'd be dying for somebody to talk to, you know? But like right now, everybody's like in this old like zone where nobody really like wants to like even say like, hello, how are you doing? Good
Hmm.
morning, good evening, all this stuff, or how are you doing? But like not even just ask it, but even really mean it, you know? It's crazy.
Yeah, I work in retail. So by the
Oh,
end of
really?
the day, yeah. So by the end of the day, I'm just like, I don't really want to talk to anybody anymore. Because I mean, I talk to people for 8 hours. So then, like, if I have to go to like to Target or to get something quick, I'm like, I just don't want to talk to anybody. Just go through the self checkout line, say, hey, have a nice day, and then I'm out. It's like
Bro, like what? Yeah,
I just
one
need
of
to
my
like
first jobs.
decompress.
I get the whole decompressing, but how much do you really have to decompress? You know,
Well,
like,
I talk all day. I'd like to like take a nap and then I'm
I
good to
mean,
go.
my first job out of high school. I worked at a Sears, and I worked in the women's section, and all I had was a bunch of angry women that would come over because they couldn't use a coupon, or like they didn't have enough credit on their card, or they're like, oh no, like I saw this, but it should have been at this price because it was underneath this. Not all of them were angry, but nonetheless, so I never needed that point where I need to like decompress. It was just like, okay, I'm here, I'll help you out. But I never walked home like, oh my God, I hate those women, those women were horrible, blah, blah.
Mhm.
Like I never did because like at the end of the day, like they have their own prerogative and I'm gonna be who I am. I'm never gonna let anybody tell me who I'm not. You're just instilled with a certain like thing and it's your upbringing, your parents, and I love my parents. They raised me a certain way, and I'll love them forever for that because they made me special. And I think, like I said, everybody's special too. But again, you just have to tap into that, and when you realize and you find it, that's the most joy you're gonna get out of everything in life. You don't need a significant other or anybody else to like make you feel good. They can support you, But at
Hmm.
the end of the day, though, nobody can love you as much as yourself. When you love yourself, shit, possibility ends. Sky's the limit.
This might be the most like inspirational pod I've ever had. And it's even worse
E.
because Derek's not here. He's busy doing stuff for Jesus
Oh
and
shit, I
like
gotta talk to him.
volunteering.
Bro, I went through a relationship that was so bad back in the day, man. I went out and I saw religion like you wouldn't believe. Like I went to I went to Hall for Jehovah's Witnesses. I went to Christian church. I went to Catholic church. I even went out to like a Buddhist temple and shit. Relationships could really fuck you in the head. Especially when you're seeing people. It can really just break your mold completely, like to the point where you just think like, there's nothing left. But again, though, you just have to realize that things don't happen for a reason. And once you can get a hold of that and grasp onto it and hold on to it like real hard, you'll realize that like, maybe there's somebody else, or not only that, like, you just have to like keep doing what you're doing.
Hmm.
Because like again, like I said, if you don't love yourself, who the hell's gonna love you? You know,
Right.
that's the truth.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. Real talk.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But
So
going back to but what's that? Go
let's
for it.
bring it back to golf. So we're hosting a little thing out in the Bay Area,
Oh, don't get me started about that one.
June 6th.
Bro,
We know you're
June
going.
6th. Am I going?
No, we know you
It was
are. You're
supposed
signed
it
up.
was supposed to be it was supposed to be a kind of deal.
It was not very because I'm in charge of I see everything Jordan sees.
Oh, are you really?
Yeah.
Hmm. Did he show you that picture that I sent him about
Yeah.
me and oof.
He even showed me the barbecue pictures.
Oh man. Hey, those barbecue pictures is shit. I was out there like Tony Soprano smoking on like an obnoxious like 7-inch cigar. And I love to cook. I really do, especially when I'm lit. I don't know what it is. I love to cook in general because my pops is a retired chef, and he used to work at a country club. And he's got a good upbringing. He came here from France, and he did his thing. Like he put his dues in like big time. Like he earned that title, and he learned a lot of stuff from different people through the years. But nonetheless, so there's nothing that unites people more than food,
Exactly.
because everybody's got to eat. Everybody's got to eat.
Well,
But
and who
like when
doesn't
you
love
eat,
barbecue?
oh, now you'd be surprised. There's some like
Yeah.
guys out there
We,
who don't barbecue.
yeah, we don't have to talk about that, but like barbecue.
Oh, I don't know, man. Like me, I just I'll go to people. I'll get invited to people's houses, and they'll be like, quinceañera. It'll be like somebody's like birthday or whatever. And I always make my way to the barbecue, and I'll slowly go in there like a creeper. Like I'm that guy on Mr. D's who wants to change your socks. And I'd be like, you need some help over here? You gotta use the restroom? And then they'd be like, oh yeah, yeah. And that's the minute they gave me those tongs, it's game
It's
over.
game on.
It's
Game
game
on.
no, they're not gonna get that shit away from me. It's almost like a fucking like you ain't gonna take the crown off this motherfucker, all right? And I'll be like, hey, you got more meat? Somebody come over, bring a plate of meat. I got this shit. And I'll cook you some fucking food. There's a couple times where I went to people's houses and I would look at the meat and I would just see like they'd put like some black pepper and some Lari seeds. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. You gotta put something extra inside that. And then I'll tell like, the wifey or something or whoever the hell's over there. I'm like, let me see your spice rack. What you got? And yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll cook up a storm just because like
Mm.
like I said, like when you cook food, it's love. It really is. There's nothing more gratifying when you see somebody like put like a morsel of food or take a huge bite, like a fucking "Ow." That's how I eat. "Ow." And like you see the smile on their face, and they could have had like fucking, 18 cocktails, but when they bite into it and that booze goes away for a second, they taste that food and they're like, you already know, like that's the best compliment you can get. They don't have to come over and say, "Hey, it was good food." You can
Hmm.
see in their face, and that's the best feeling ever. It really is. That's why I love to cook. I'll marinate. I used to go on fishing boats, and they normally don't let you bring food. I would go like charter out there, in the ocean, and I would bring like marinade like chicken or some like pork or beef, whatever. But I would marinate myself, and I would take my time. Like I'd make like little small cubes of like chicken or whatever it is I'm cooking. Let it marinate for a couple days, vacuum seal it, boom, and then I would take it onto a boat, and I would tell the guy who works in the galley, hey, look, I know you guys don't normally do this, but look, I got this bag of food. I want you. I got some tortillas. Let's do this. And they'll look at me kind of weird, like, all right. The next day, on an overnight trip or whatever, or you could even that same day if I'm doing like a extended three quarter day trip. They're cooking the food, and everybody's like, "This smells like burgers." Because if you've ever been on a boat, all they usually do is burgers, or like
Hmm.
breakfast burritos in the morning, and then
Something
they
easy.
smell it. Yeah, they smell it, and then like they're like, "Holy shit, that smells good." Then people are like, "How much is that?" And I would tell the guy, "Hey, look, you charge whatever you want. You want to do $4 a taco? Fuck it, that's on you." And they would go ahead and do it. There was even to a point sometimes that I would just fucking lie to people. I don't give a fuck. So I'd be in there in the galley, and I would tell the guy, like, yeah, like my pops, he retired, did his thing, but I'm going to culinary school right now. I'm still going to learn how to cook. They're like, oh yeah, really? I'm like, yeah, yeah, yeah. So they were like, hey, I'm gonna use the restroom. Can you do something? So I'd be in the back of the galley where like I'm supposed to be cooking people for food. And people just randomly show up and they would just assume I worked there. And they'd be like, yeah, can I get a double cheese? And also let me get a one cheeseburger. And then also, can I get a grilled cheese for my son? I'm like, yeah, no problem. And I went ahead and I started making food for people because I got dick to do. We're driving back to the shore, so I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to start cooking for everybody. So I'm washing my hands. I got, the dish rag towel on my side, like I'm a
Hmm.
fucking line cook, and I'm cooking food for people like for free. And I have my little bottle of booze of like, because I'm gonna get into that, but as another story. I always put my booze in little small, like those little 8-ounce bottles of soda.
Hmm.
So what I do is I bring a bunch of those, and then like what I do is I tip the galley, yeah, like before when I get on board, hey, look, I got some sodas here. Can I put it in your freezer? Don't worry, they won't explode. I'll take them out for them. Like, all right, they'll be like, all right. So I have these little small baby bottles of like soda. Nobody, it's unsuspecting. They don't know it's Jameson's in there, it's Gentleman Jack, whatever. And again, like I'm doing their job, but I'm doing it so happily because I got nothing else better to do besides cook food. And then when I see people, like I know exactly what seasoning, what to do. I'm looking at this spice rack. I'm doing stuff that normally they wouldn't do. And I did that for several years. Of just random. And then people got to know me. And then like especially the guys who cook, the galley guys. I'm like, hey, you gonna be a helper this time? I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna be a helper. But again, they never knew the truth. I just was just having fun. I get into all kinds of shenanigans, shit, legal, illegally, whatever. It's whatever. It's all good.
So what would your final meal be? Like if you could only have like you're dying tomorrow, what are you
Oh
gonna
man.
eat? Like
Well,
you we
see,
could even do like breakfast, lunch, dinner if you wanted.
I've seen those documentaries before where people where they do that where they're on death row and shit, and they're
Hmm.
like, yeah, like I want to have shit flown in from San Francisco, blah blah. That's a good question. Oh, for starters, there's this place, and I think it's called Escondino or something like that. It's called Porchetta Body. Some of the best Italian food ever. This is a great guy. I remember the first time I went there. I went in there and I just like fucking go into like some big Goomba, like, oh, so good, Maron, this. And I brought my own wine in there. They do a corking fee. And he just saw me. I was like, oof. Every single time. They got like slices you can buy, which are like two slices, but like in one slice. But he's got like the bolognese they have there. Oh my God. It's like, it's amazing, the bolognese. So I ordered all this stuff, and then him and we just had like this certain like bond. I don't know what the fuck it was, whatever. I'm gonna say it's a bond. They just saw like he's a big fat guy over here loving my food, and he came over to me. He gave me 3 cannolis on the house. And he didn't know me from fucking nowhere. This was the first time I went there. I was like, wow. When somebody gives me free food, I feel like a dog who hasn't had like a meal in like you know 13 days. I fell in love with the guy, and ever since then I've been recommending the fuck out of them. They probably don't know me too much, but I've taken people there from Tropicana when we're coming back from San Diego. Uh, our Tropicana Club, we usually like do stuff with Babes Golf that are down in San Diego. There's a bunch of great girls down over there. And Odin did the last what do you call it? Shindig or get together?
They call theirs Odin Days.
It's Odin Days, yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
God, that Odin Day was insane. The weather was so fucked. There was hail coming down on certain holes.
I saw
Like,
videos of everybody in like rain gear and
yeah, like honestly, like you couldn't even look in the distance where the weather was coming from because you had to turn your back. The hail was just pouring on you. We had to turn your back. But we were like, fuck it, we'll just do like two more shots extra and we'll be warm.
hmm
And we played that goddamn round. Yeah. So that was crazy. But anyways, forget about it. They have one of the most amazing gnocchis that I've ever had ever. It's like homemade there.
hmm
That would be on my number one to go to. So I would go gnocchi. I would have to take a calzone with like meatball, some Canadian bacon, regular bacon, pepperoni, some basil. Then on the side, I'd have to do some veal cutlet parmesan with the side of Alfredo. And mind you, I'll eat all this shit. I ain't fucking around either. A bag of Cool Ranch Doritos with sour cream because I love sour cream. Then I'll also take a burrito with asada, rice, beans, cheese, no onions, with some cilantro in it, green salsa, a bag of crazy bread from Little Caesars because I love Little Caesars crazy bread.
I haven't had that in years.
Bro, Little Caesars still holding it down for real. I'm telling you. What else do I do? I'll do a 4x4 from In-N-Out, protein style, lettuce, ketchup, mustard, extra cheese. Order cheese fries. What else am I thinking of? Oh, I
So
need dessert.
we don't have In-N-Outs in Minnesota.
Well,
Is that like
yeah,
a
because you guys In and
no, we have
Out. You never had
Culver's.
In and Out?
No, because we have Culver's. What is the four
Culver's.
by oh dude, Culver's throws it down. I've had
Yeah, it
people
throws
who
down on
have
the
had
floor.
I've had people who've had In-N-Out say that Culver's is better.
You know what? I'm gonna go down to Minnesota just to prove you guys wrong, and I'll bring a In and Out burger on the plane because I've seen some jerk off who does some bullshit on social media who brings like burgers to people for free, and people even said like that's good shit. Yeet.
We got Culver's, we have Butter Burgers. But
Mm.
is the four by four, is that like a four patty?
Yeah, absolutely. Four patties, yeah. But the you could do it on bread, but I do protein style, just lettuce. If I don't get too full. And then I'll go
Oh,
ahead and
okay.
I'll have my fries on the side. I like cheese fries. You get animal style, but I like it with just cheese, and I tell them extra cheese, so put more cheese. I'm a cheese kind of guy. I go to Trader Joe's and I get a
I
bunch of
love
cheese.
cheese.
Oh my God, don't get me started on
It's the
cheese.
best. We're not going to talk about it.
Oh, we can.
We're
There was
not
one
going to.
time there was somebody who made me some. She's from Canada. She made some poutine, and
Mm,
she couldn't find cheese curds. How the hell are you gonna make poutine without cheese curds?
then it's not poutine.
It's not.
No.
I mean, I'm not one to judge, but I mean, if you put, just saying,
Whenever
because
I
it's
can
not
have
food.
fries with gravy on them, I don't care.
I mean, it was good. Don't get me wrong. I had almost three plates. I know. I gotta watch my fucking diet, but it was good. The gravy was fucking amazing, but if the curds were there, ooh, I'm telling you, good
It's a
shit.
mess. It's a mess, but I love it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But anyhow, what was I gonna say?
We were talking
It's
about
been what's that?
we were talking about your last meal. You got to
Yeah. Did I
what?
add? Oh, I would need
Oh, you're
also
talking about
some.
dessert.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm talking about dessert. Cannolis. I would need some peanut butter and chocolate ice cream from Baskin Robbins. Um, we can't do booze. I'm probably locked up, so I would need a couple Shirley Temples. Um, what else would I need? A root beer float, and then one of those. one of those cakes from Baskin Robbins, but the smaller
Like
ones though, because I'll probably be full by then.
like an ice cream cake.
Yee. There you
Yeah,
go.
I don't think we have Baskin Robbins here either.
Oh my God.
We have Dairy Queen.
Bro, like honestly, if I was there, I don't know, I'm not gonna say too much, but I probably wouldn't be there, just
I love Minnesota.
do you really? You love Minnesota?
I do. I do.
I used to date this one girl who I think her grandparents were from Minnesota, but they live in Minnesota.
Yeah, we hold our O's,
Yeah.
especially when we say boat.
Oh, the boat.
The boat, yeah.
I like doing the Canadian shit, like A, you hose your A.
Yeah, you
Trying to
call
get
everything
some
a
boutique.
toque.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, we get some. Well, I do some bullshit too, like because I love feeding on people's accents. So I'll be like, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and park the car in the garage and get a couple of beers with the boys, and then you know, maybe afterwards we'll go ahead and play some cards. We'll see what happens. But we're gonna go ahead and do the thing. Because the boys are gonna be the boys. Yeah, there's some jerk offs from Boston and shit. Get their Dairy Queen, whatever they think they're all fuck. Not the Dairy Queen. What is that? The Dunkin' Donuts coffee, and they think they're the shit.
Yeah. We have Dunkin's
Fuck,
here too.
fuck Dunkin'. 7-Eleven coffee all day. It's the cheapest shit ever. Same shit, anyways. Yeah.
I don't think I have
So,
it.
yeah.
I
Shit.
don't
Look at the look at this fucking view. I might go down there and take a dip. They're gonna. It's gonna be like the Titanic, fucking being unleashed again.
Are you gonna split in half too?
No, I don't know yet. I'm just gonna see what happens. We'll see. I might do a little. They gave me a bunch of free play here, which is awesome. I love somewhere that gives me free play. Excuse me. I don't even know how the hell I get free play because I don't gamble that much. But gambling is an interesting thing. I like how there's like gambling anonymous and all that shit, and they call it a disease. But you know what's funny about gambling?
Well, I thought you were gonna tell me why. Tell me what.
No, so do you know why it's a funny
No.
disease? Because it's the only disease that will actually like win you money. I mean, I never heard
Oh,
of another disease that will win you money.
terrible.
Well, am I right? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah, I know people lost a lot of shit. But what are you gonna do? I'm just gonna gun to your head. Hey, look, you just gotta fucking play this fucking slot machine. I'll put the cards on tail. It's always operator. Same thing goes with everything in life. People want to say, "Oh yeah, we have to restrict this, we have to restrict." Get the fuck out of here. You can't do that shit. But anyways, I'm sucking on one of these fucking amazing toothpicks. I don't know if you ever seen any of these, but these are the 33. They have
Hmm.
different flavors. They're amazing. But not only that, you look cool. Garrett, he knows what's up. Fucking, these are number 33. They have
Hmm.
different styles, um, and taste flavors and stuff. This was actually a true one that went when they had their nice little opening, but they're fucking amazing. I'm telling you, it is a ship. Um, Again, there's so many different stuff out there, amongst amateur people who play golf and whatnot. Um, it's good to see like people out there just doing their own thing. There's everybody's out there trying to like either not even make a brand, but just be who they are and let people know who they are. Like honestly, I'm one of those guys who doesn't give a shit about professional sports. I really don't. Um, I don't see why people glorify other people that work. Like well, not work, but like again, it's probably their job, but like PGA, MLB, NFL, whatever, blah blah blah. What are they gonna do for you? Remember that movie Bronx Tale? Where like little kids like, oh yeah, like I'm sad because so and so made making me don't cry, blah blah. And Sonny told me, he goes, well, why are you crying for? Like, what did he ever do for you? Did he pay your bills? Did he do anything for you? And that's something I hold true to myself. Like, I have followers on my IG who actually know me, but then I've met other people too as well. Besides that, who I stay in contact with. I don't follow like a lot of professional celebrities or anything like that unless like they hit me up at some point and actually hit me up straight up. and says something about it. Um, shit, I really know what like Vic Fonseca fucking ate for lunch, 3 days ago, or whatever. Because those are people who are real people, like, and that's what it's all about. Like I talk about the whole golf and networking thing. Um, you know, we should like actually appreciate people who are around us who actually want to talk to us. Because how many times have somebody like hit up their idol, whether whatever professional sport it is, and then you don't get dog shit afterwards? Like if somebody hits me up, guess what? I'm gonna do my best. Actually, I take that back. I'm not gonna do my best. I'm gonna actually like respond back to them as fast as I can and say, hey, you know what? Thank you for hitting me up. Or they tell me some bullshit thing like, hey, you fucking hate paper straws. Guess what? I fucking hate them more than you do. I don't give a shit about a turtle. Like,
I love turtles.
well, they make great soup.
Never had it.
I haven't either, but I want to.
I don't think
Yeah.
I could. It's turtle.
Oh, really? I used to have a
Uh,
bunch of turtles way back when, but yeah. So anyhow, fucking yeah, like I just it's cool just hanging out with a bunch of people and getting to know like the real people.
mhm.
I mean, celebrity, whatever, blah blah. I think everybody's a celebrity at some certain point, but I'd rather show somebody more love who's actually gonna be there and talk to you. And anybody can try. Look me up. Who IG? Thicc Gabagool. Just go ahead and hit me up. THICC GABAOL. You want to say something? You can even tell me you hate my guts. I'm trying, man. Guess what? There's a thing with me. You either love me or hate me. Shit,
Mhm.
sometimes I don't even like myself. I hate myself. But like at least it is what it is. Like shit. What are you gonna do? Um, fucking just be yourself and be honest. But again, though, like only keep real people that are gonna be real to you in your circle. That's my whole saying on it.
I feel like that's a good place to end everything too.
Yee
Be true, be who you are, play golf,
and stay thick.
stay thick. I was trying to work it in there, but
Yeah.
yeah, stay thick.
You
Thick.
gotta get like Howard. You gotta be like Howard Stern and be like, well, you've said enough. What else is left to say? That's what he always does when he cuts off like an interview. Like, well, you said it all. Huh? Uh,
I guess I'm gonna
exactly.
listen. I'll start doing that, but thank you for joining me. I
Yeah,
had a
no worries.
blast and I'm
Yeah.
excited to meet you in June.
Hey, real quick, you want to see my impression of a hot dog?
Sure. So you can hug me. You have to shake Derek's hand though.
Why? Why is that?
You haven't met Derek yet.
I'll still hug that son of a bitch. I don't care.
You
I'll go
hug
from.
Derek
I'll hug him
then.
from behind. I don't care. It doesn't. Hey, it's love. That's it. It doesn't matter. You know
It's
what?
all
As
love.
long as you want to know what you're gonna be yourself and you ain't gonna be a jerk off. I don't care. You can be jerk off
Exactly.
later after a couple of drinks. It doesn't matter either. I don't care. I love
Just
everybody. That's it.
yeah, just after a little bit.
No doubt. Yeah.
Yeah.
All
All
right,
right.
man. Well,
Thank you
what else
again.
is left to say? Thank you so much. God bless everybody. Stay thick.
Go enjoy your pool.
Oh, I will.
Oh, sounds good.